Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we're going to be exploring a celebrity crossover wild turkey.
You might know the name.
You might.
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. All right. It's about the only thing I got. So anyway, this is the Longbranch from Wild Turkey. This was the first time that the two... So Matthew McConaughey apparently was hired by Wild Turkey as the creative director back in 2016.
I figured he was just a spokesman.
I thought so too. I thought he was just getting paid, but that they hired him as a creative director. So he's doing all their artwork. He's doing he's managing the whole branding of it. And it almost makes sense. Since 2016, some of the rare breeds, some of the ryes, the bottle shape has changed. Like the 101 looks different now. So he's probably had a pretty solid influence on that, like the whole line.
But so as much as you used to see him on TV.
So he's getting, I don't know if he gets paid to be on TV, but apparently he gets paid pretty handsomely as the creative director for Wild Turkey.
Lincoln?
Oh yeah, he's always on those Lincoln commercials, right? Anyway, we digress. So, Longbranch. This came out in April 2018. It is 86 proof, so this is a slightly lower proof for Wild Turkey. And the big change on this guy, so, obviously it's not 101, so it's 86. But I want to say it's not bourbon.
I know, the filtration.
They filter it like the regular charcoal filter, like an oak filter, which I think is pretty normal because it's still oak. They also do a Texas Mesquite. So it touched something other than New Oak.
I wonder whose idea that was.
Oh, I'm sure that was McConaughey's all the way along. But that kind of disqualifies it as a bourbon, in theory, legally.
Judge's ruling?
I don't think anybody really cares, but legally, I'm just saying it probably can't be. Are we doing a killer on this? No, that'd be pretty heavy. All right.
Got a good caramel vanilla sweet note.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of. That's exactly the note.
I mean, a little bit of ethanol.
I was going to say, is it the ethanol or a little bit, maybe a little spice of some sort? I'm not sure if it's a baking spice or if it's a ethanol note. Give it a little shaky. No, it's sweet is really all it comes off. That's about it. Maybe, like you said, maybe ethanol, possibly a little bit of a spice.
It's really light in the front. But then there's a little spice in the back.
Yeah, it's very light in the front. A little thin even in the front. Yeah, there's a little spice there, but I mean, it's just a little. That is like that smooth drinker. If you're just looking for something to sip on that isn't going to overpower, just good, not complex.
Nope.
That's not the word I would use. Maybe it's the extra filtering, whatever, I don't know. Mash bill, 75% corn. 13% rye, 12% malted barley. So it's not a very high rye. It's a lot of corn.
I feel like I'm one of the rare ones, but I do enjoy the Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah, Wild Turkey 101, I don't have any, it's an aggressive 101.
Growing up,
but
nobody wanted it.
Not bad. It's not a bad whiskey at all.
I remember I bought it once. My brothers refused to drink it just because growing up, it's like, oh, that's bad stuff. It's not.
No, it's not. And the Russell, what is it? Jimmy and Eddie Russell they're co-master distillers, and like the first time ever that a father and son were co-master distillers at the same time. So they're the master distillers at Wild Turkey. And if you recognize the last name of Russell, Russell's Reserve, they have a whole lot of different whiskeys named around them as well. But for this one, I know they worked through a whole lot of different mash bills and all that kind of stuff to get to this point. It's fine. We've done 3 celebrity whiskeys, I think. This will be the 3rd one, right? No, 4. So we did Blackened.
Yeah.
Was not spectacular.
Nope.
We did...
that was too Canadian-y.
Right. We did Proper 12.
Right.
Pretty flat. I mean, drank flatter than Jameson, in my opinion. Heaven's Door.
Oh, Bob Dylan.
Some of those were solid.
I want to try the new one.
I did see there was a brand new that got released, yeah. So, I mean, some of the Heaven's Doors were pretty solid, but I like the Tennessee bourbon ones around the same proof point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
I'm getting that mesquite
Are you?
aftertaste.
So that's more of a smoke and spice, right?
Yeah, I like the nose. That vanilla caramel, sweet.
It's a little light.
Not as light as the initial palate.
Yeah, when you first put this in, when you first pull it in, there's almost nothing to
It's
it.
like water.
Yeah, it really is. It's a little overly watered down or over filtered is what my other thought would be. When they released this initially in 2018, in the initial press release, they did say that it was 8-year-old whiskey.
Okay.
But there's no age statement on the bottle. My guess would be that, they play.
Yeah.
They're playing. They're not sticking at 8 years. Or, if they can't hold on to enough whiskey, they might put in 7 or 6 would be my guess. But it's still probably 6 to 8 year whiskey, which is solid. But
if you're looking for some lower proof,
yeah,
easy sipper,
yeah,
this one would fall in that category.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we're becoming a little bit of the proof snobs. A little bit like if it's not.
Are we renaming the channel?
Yeah, proof snobs. Yeah. If it's not, no, because I got T-shirts made, man. I can't rename the channel now. I just feel like if it's under 90, 92, there's almost not enough complexity to it. Like it's just watered down a little too much. There are exceptions to that, but on average, it always seems like when it's like that 80 to 86, it's just like, man, if the proof is just a little bit more, this might be really good. I am starting to get that mesquite though. Mm-hmm. It does come through like a spicy smokiness.
Yep. It's a relatively easy bottle to find.
Yeah, pretty
It's
easy.
on the cheaper end. It's roughly $40.
Yeah, which isn't crazy for a like celebrity branded type thing.
I'm not sure I would buy it again. Not at that price.
No, probably not. I mean, there's other things for $40 that
Drop it down to 25.
right, yeah.
Maybe.
25, high 20s probably is where the value point is for this, but that once you get to 40, there's a couple other things that are better.
A couple?
All right, yeah, well, there's a handful.
Quite a few.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I mean, they've got a market for it because you're still seeing commercials. They're still around.
Yep, absolutely.
So there's a market for it.
I think it might not be a bad intro bourbon. It's got different flavors. It's got a couple different notes to it. It's not an aggressive proof note to it. It drinks pretty easily. I could see somebody, newer to whiskey really liking that.
Yep.
I think for people that are more experienced in whiskey and are used to drinking something with like more complexity and higher proof,
It's not for that.
that's not for them. So, there's a market for everything, right? More of that mesquite comes out on the nose, though. I'm starting to get a little bit more of the spicy. And it's not rye. It's a very different spice. That's kind of funny how much the impact that has. I can't place it, but it's not a rye spice. Or a barrel spice. It's different.
$40. It's not a huge investment. I guess it's kind of worth it to try it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check out the hype.
Yeah. And it's not bad, but even for $40, 101's cheaper and
You can get a handle
better
of 101 for
about the same price, little bit cheaper, and it's
I used to buy that for
honestly
a
it's a
while.
little bit better. I think that would be a little bit better. That would be where I'd rather go in the 101.
I used to keep the handle around as the everyday drinker for a while.
Yeah,
It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I enjoyed it.
it's a little bit aggressive, but I think it'd be better than this guy for the value wise.
There's a market for it.
There
It's
is.
not really us.
Nope.
So, but we got plenty of other ones in the lineup to try. So
Yeah.
and we'll get around to those.
Yeah.
Future
Yeah.
episodes.
They're on the list of things to do.
This is what, number 2?
I think so.
2 or 3
2 or 3
for us in the Russell's Wild Turkey lineup. Again, we got more to go. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, do that swipe thing down at the bottom.
While you're down there, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notified every time we put out a new episode. And what's your favorite wild turkey? or Russells. I mean, you can blend them all in. Anything coming from that distillery. Let us know, because we are looking for some other options there. We do have a handful to tackle, but always welcome your comments.
All right. Thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.